The cheating was heartbreaking, but what came after shocked everyone. Farrah Fawcett and RyanONeal were never an ordinary Hollywood couple. They were passion and volatility wrapped in glamour. To the public, they looked electric together. Two beautiful stars caught in a love story that refused to fade. But behind the flashing cameras and red carpets, their relationship was a storm waiting to break. By the time rumors of Ryan's infidelity became impossible to ignore, their romance had already endured years of emotional highs and devastating lows. Friends described their bond as intense, sometimes explosive. They loved hard, they fought harder. But betrayal changes everything. When the affair surfaced, it wasn't just the act itself that shattered Farrah. It was what followed. Instead of sincere remorse, there were explanations. Instead of accountability, there were rationalizations. Ryan allegedly minimized the situation, suggesting it was meaningless, something that didn't threaten the real relationship. But that's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't feel meaningless to the person betrayed. For Farrah, the cheating forced her to confront a painful truth. The relationship she had defended for years, through public scrutiny, through arguments, through instability, may not have been what she believed it was. Every past suspicion suddenly felt validated. Every dismissed red flag now glowed brightly in hindsight. Cheating doesn't just break trust in the present. It rewrites the past. Moments she once brushed aside became evidence. Late nights, emotional distance. Sudden charm after conflict. What once felt like passion now felt like a pattern. A cycle of chaos followed by reconciliation. Apologies followed by repetition. Those close to Farrah say this was her emotional turning point. Not because it was the first time she felt hurt, but because it was the first time she saw the instability clearly. Love had slowly turned into endurance. RyanONeal's life was no stranger to turbulence. His relationships often made headlines for the wrong reasons. Temper, ego, public drama, it all followed him. And while Farrah was strong, independent, and admired worldwide, even the strongest women can find themselves trapped in complicated love. What made their story even more painful was the impact on their son. Redmond, growing up surrounded by public scandal and private conflict, created a fragile environment. The emotional tension between his parents didn't stay hidden behind closed doors. It shaped their family dynamic in ways that would later become heartbreakingly visible. The glamour of Hollywood masked a home life filled with uncertainty. And yet, despite everything, their bond never fully disappeared. Years later, when Farrah was diagnosed with cancer, Ryan returned to her side. In the face of mortality, old wounds softened, apologies were made, regrets surfaced. Cameras captured moments of tenderness that reminded the world of the love that once was. But reconciliation doesn't erase history. By then, Farrah had already experienced the life-changing realization that love without trust becomes emotional survival. She had endured manipulation, excuses, and broken promises. She had learned that passion can be intoxicating, but it cannot replace respect. Their story wasn't simple. It wasn't a fairy tale gone wrong. It was complicated, layered, deeply human. Two people drawn together by chemistry, fame, and emotion, but unable to escape patterns that ultimately damaged them both. In the end, the affair wasn't just a scandalous headline. It was a wake-up call, a moment of clarity, a painful recognition that sometimes the person you love is not the person you can build stability with. Farrah Fawcett remains remembered as an icon, strong, radiant, unforgettable. But behind the famous smile was a woman navigating heartbreak with quiet resilience.